If we were sitting here during NASCAR Celebration Weekend, which if you haven't heard yet, it's February 8th, 9th, and 10th this year, this past year in January, we would have been sitting here knowing that you were going to make the chase, the 7 points with 18 top 10s in January. Would you have been satisfied with that prediction?
We're never satisfied unless we're first. But
That's fair.
I will say that it's been a phenomenal year. I'm very proud of the team, what we've done, and I will say, I'll go on record saying I did predict that we would make a chase this year back in January, and there is evidence of that in that series radio career a few minutes ago.
So then, when you evaluate the season, pleased with that, what aspect, what areas, what tracks are you looking to improve on for next year? And what areas have you done better than maybe you expected?
You know, I think that this year we've definitely been better than expected in the Mile tracks. Last year they were probably our worst racetracks, and this year they've been our best. So we put a lot of effort, emphasis on our race cars to be better on those Mile type racetracks, and those are the type of tracks we've really done well on. Those are the type of tracks that we've been in position to win a few races. Obviously, it just hasn't worked out for us, but been very strong in the bigger racetracks, and we need to work on next year, flatter racetracks. Martinsville certainly, this past week was a tough one, but Martinsville, New Hampshire, the two that did us in the state. And, the past year and a half, 2 years, those are the two racetracks that we had in January to that. So definitely looking at next year, we're going to have to perform better than those two racetracks if we're going to go after the championship.
Remember, folks, if you got a question, throw your hand up, Mr. Frank up is here, and we'll get to your question in just a minute. Just learned that you got a special pink scheme this weekend that you and Matt are putting on Carlisle Pool for a very special effort. Tell the fans about that. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it. It's a big weekend for us at Texas Motor Speedway. We've got Carlisle Professional Handfuls by Napa on the car, so we're excited about that. First time they've ever been on a race car. And great full brand that Napa sells, and they've got some really quality stuff, and we're excited to have them on board. But more importantly, with the hurricane and all the things that went on in the Northeast, obviously a lot of devastation, a lot of families out of power, water in their homes, all that kind of thing. It's been a lot of damage up there in that area, and throughout the day today, we've been working on the efforts to put together a program where we can try to raise some funds for relief efforts. And right now we're going to have a sticker on our race car. We've already got it set up on my foundation's website where families can go to it and click on the donate button to donate. We're going to get involved with the Red Cross and help with relief efforts up there in the area where I grew up, my hometown and stuff. So very proud to do that. I know the NASCAR fans have always been so supportive of our foundation, and anytime any of us reaches out and tries to help people, and this time it's no different. So I encourage everybody to go to the website. It's Truex.org, and go there, click on the donate button, and try to help. And unfortunately, all of my friends and family that I talk to are getting into the storm, but there's a lot of damage, and it's going to take a while to get back to the normal life, and hopefully we'll be able to help them in at least a small way.
That's so cool. I think there'll be a lot of efforts like that in the weeks ahead. So appreciate you guys taking the leadership efforts. Remember, Mark Truex, Foundation.org. Who's got questions for Mark Truex? Got some up on the front row here.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I was just going to, I think you answered, but I was going to ask if your family's okay up there.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Yeah, family's all good. Talked to them this morning, yesterday, and last night this morning. Everybody's doing fine. Fortunately, they were about a mile from where the flooding was really bad, just barely inland of it. So my dad said he took a ride this morning down the road, and obviously nothing's open yet, but there's trees down everywhere. He went down towards the bay, which there's a couple of roads off the main road down to the bay, and he got halfway down and said that was where the water was. There was boats, small marinas, and boat yards just floated everywhere. So I got a mess, but I'll get it cleaned up hopefully soon.
I'm glad they're okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Another question?
Yes, hi, my name is Matthew Davey. I know this is very small, but by chance, do you race RC boats at all?
I do.
I was wondering, because I brought my boat right here next to the stand, and do you think if you, like, I know you're busy now, but I was wondering if you can autograph it, or if you can, because, I love RC boats too, me and my dad racing together.
Oh, good.
He got me that boat because it was my birthday, so we were getting nitrous and gas,
Awesome. I love boats.
and RC cars,
Cars are fun.
And real cars.
and your
And
cars.
real cars, I love it. Just like me, I race all too.
4 years.
Awesome. Good luck with it.
Hi, what's your most memorable or unusual experience with the NASCAR fan?
Oh, man.
Dave's not over.
Yeah, that's a loaded question.
Dave's not over.
I don't have any really awkward ones, but I do on occasion, and this happened at Kansas, just last weekend. That strange, I mean, this woman, very nice lady, had a nap coat on and everything, which is cool. Just, I mean, totally ran up to me, and I didn't even see it coming, just totally hugged me. And I mean, squeezed like a bear hug, and would not let go. I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
And she was really nice, though, so I didn't say anything. I was like, thank you for wearing my jacket. Hope you have a nice day. Enjoy the race. Thanks. And I ran. He was strong, I'm telling you.
What's your feelings on the wait around and lucky dog? I mean, are you for them?
I'm definitely for both of those. I think that, you know, there's times in all the races, and I think the biggest thing the wait around has done is, you know, you see it time and time again where cars will be, you know, even cars that run up front. We had this happen to us a few times this year, not in Kansas, but the week before, where we're Dover or something, we're running like fifth or sixth, you know, green flag pit stop start, leaders start pitting, all of a sudden the caution comes out, half the field hasn't been, half the field has, and you have 6 or 7 cars in the lead lap. The wait around lets some guys at least that pitted at least come around and get back on the lead lap. It doesn't completely take them out of the race. So the wait around is definitely a good addition. You know, just because you never know when things like that are going to happen, and it kind of gets you back involved so you can race. And you know, we've seen before where your guys can come back from hitting the wait around and what, you know, challenge to win the race. And it would not be cool to take those guys out of the race and take a chance of them winning the way when they had one of the best cars by caution coming out at the wrong time. So definitely been a good thing. Lucky dog, same type of deal. I mean, you have to race hard when you're allowed down to get that lucky dog spot. It's a good reward. And if you do get it, you can get yourself right back in the race and have a shot at winning. So both good things for racing, both good things for the fans, and to put on a good show, in my opinion.
You find yourself in your group, you talk about where you are when you get in that lucky dog position, and if you're 2 back or 3 back or something, just like if you're fifth racing to the fourth.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you're in that spot, all you're doing is trying to get there. You know, if the guy in front of you lucky dog, I mean, you race that guy as hard as you would if you're going for a win. I mean, it's that important. So, the biggest thing is every time you get in that spot where you're in the lucky dog position, you're just praying for a caution so you get back in the lead lap. But that's just part of racing. You know, it's so hard to get, you know, at the right time. And when you do, it's ultimately winning.
And as a fan, to me, before we had the double file restart, it seemed to be similar because you were putting yourself in a position when the caution came out, you want to get into this off first so you can have that inside position so you can get that lap back. So it just kind of changes the sequence of kind of racing this lap back. Is that the same from the cockpit standpoint?
Yeah, I think it's similar, but it's definitely different. You know, the chances of guys, you know, before getting a lap back by passing the leader was pretty slim. I mean, it was pretty impossible. You think that, you know, you got a lap down at some point to race. The chance of you getting your car going to where it can be fast or past the guys that have been leading is pretty tough to do. So it definitely puts on a better show this way and keeps more cars in the lead lap and puts on a better race for everybody.
Couple more questions up here.
Hey, Martin. Have you tested the 2013 car yet? And if so, what are your thoughts on it?
I have tested the 2013 car. I actually tested it at Martinsville a few weeks. It's been about 2 months ago now. And my thoughts are that it looks incredible. I haven't ran on any of the bigger tracks yet, which that's where it's really going to show up. The aerodynamics are a lot different. on the new car than they are on the current car that we're racing. But I think the coolest thing about the car is the look of it. You know, the Toyota looks like a Camry. You know, all the cars have that brand identity, which, you know, our fans just love it, and the drivers, we love it. So you can definitely tell the difference in the cars. The manufacturers definitely have a lot better presence in sport like they used to, and I think that's important. You know, there's diehard Ford, Chevy, Toyota guys out there, and it's cool that they get to root for their cars that they like, and it looks different than the rest of them. You know? I like to share it, by the way.
Everybody likes Martin Martin, we all do. What about the dressing roles and behind the first switch?
What was the first part of the program?
Martin Martin, in the behind the switching the roles. The car race, fewer races, and
You think, no, well, there is a deal for next year, so it's done, but Brian is getting more races next year. I think, what did they say, I can't remember.
Nine.
Yeah, 9, and this year he had 6 or 7. Oh, yeah, you know.
You think you'll go full-time nationwide?
I'm not sure. I've been hearing rumblings that it's going full-time nationwide, and I'm sure there's some guys in here, some media guys here that probably know more about it than I do. And they get all the inside scoop, but I've been hearing rumblings of that, but either way, you know, Mark and Brian both, that whole 55 team has been such a big part of what we've done this year as a company, and, you know, it's been awesome to have Mark around. He's so good, and we've really leaned on him a lot with his experience, and you know, the guy's just fast. It doesn't matter how old he is, he's fast, so it's been fun to work with him and learn, and he's been a great teammate for us. And Brian, I think, has done a phenomenal job coming in, so, you know, if somebody was out here and, you know, 12 months ago and said, these are all the guys, all the players that you're going to have on your team, if they said that, you know, the way it was going to go down, the way we were going to work together and communicate and all the great teammates with one another, I was crazy, but it's been awesome. It's been so much fun to work close with all those guys. Everybody's been real. And help each other a bunch, and, you know, open book, so it's been cool.
What's Clint like for us, Clint?
He's kind of all over the place.
He wanted when he was here.
Yeah, but he's just kind of crazy, but he's fun. And he's been interesting, and he does a good job. He's a great driver, and, you know, anytime you have guys on your team that are fast and that are competitive, it pushes, you know, we push each other all year long to be better, and Clint's no different, so it's fun to work with him. And it's kind of hard to hold a conversation with him sometimes, because you kind of lose, you'll be saying something to him, and he'll just totally change the subject. You know, I've had plenty of people walk away from me before when I was talking to them, but I've never had anybody walk away from me as they were talking. He'll just turn around and start walking away. You're like, he didn't even finish what he was saying, so it's pretty funny.
Even that way, he didn't want to play, but
He's a wild man, no doubt about it, it's fun.
Yeah, Martin, now when you get in your race car, I should have asked Jimmy Johnson last week when I was here. When you get in your car and you're all buckled in and you're like sitting in your car and you're scared of the different in front of you, what goes through your mind? What do you think is that driver, you know, if you're behind that same driver and it looks like he's about to spin up, what are your thoughts on what's going to happen if you're in any race at any track like Talladega or Charlotte? What goes through your mind if you're seeing that car in front of you getting loose and it spins out? What goes through your mind as that's happening right in front of you?
Well, really, I mean, when that happens, you obviously see it happening, and, you know, to be honest with you, that's when crashes start happening, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it actually happens in slow motion. I don't know what it is, but your mind, when stuff's crazy like that happens, it gets kind of slow motion, and you just kind of pick your way through it. I mean, you're not thinking, wow, this is going to hurt, or, you know, I'm going to lose points. You're thinking, how the heck can I get through this? You know, how am I going to get past this guy? What else is going to happen? So you're just trying to think of a way through it and try to keep your car safe.
Is there a situation you've been in that you got through the accident that you went back and looked at it and said, how did I do that? That you can remember?
Yeah, Talladega a few times. I had, in 2005, when I won the nationwide race at Talladega, it was a big crash going into turn 1. I was like mid-pack, and I had a car literally on my hood. I mean, it's like he was up in the air, kind of came up on the hood and slid off the car, and I got through there, and I mean, there was cars just scattered, crashing everywhere. And we made it to the wreck. I did get tore up a little bit. We had to case the nose on this side and everything, but the amount of cars that got destroyed and to have a car pretty much on my hood at some point during that wreck. And I think I was about one of the only ones that came out of it. And with the car still running. And by the way, we were on the winter race.
Wow.
That was one that I was like, God was on my side that day.
That was the one that only 3 cats on it, was, that was different.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, no, it wasn't that one. You know, there was a bunch of other ones back. We won with a car that the whole nose of the car was completely bare mined with duct tape.
Wow.
It was cool.
Other questions? From on Truex.
Come on. There we go.
Quiet group today, huh?
Oh, I'll ask questions if they don't.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some more.
Well, congratulations on a good season, making the shakes and everything. But what do you guys do to make it to victory lane or past the victory lane?
Yeah, man, I wish I knew. I mean, we're trying. You know, obviously we've been so close this year so many times. You know, really all you can do is just keep trying. You know, I don't know that there's really nothing. There's been races where, you know, maybe we made bad decisions and put ourselves out of a chance to win. But there's other times, you know, Atlanta, for example, Kansas, for example, you know, we really didn't do anything wrong. The last of the tires in Kansas didn't work. The car was terrible. And, you know, after leading pretty much the whole race, it's like, why didn't I get these tires 50 laps ago instead of now? Why, you know what I mean? So it was just bad circumstances. Same thing in Atlanta. We had the race won. You know, you never see a car come out 3 or 4 laps ago and got blown the tire. Nobody blew the tire all weekend in Atlanta. 4 laps ago, I got a 3-second lead, and somebody blew the tire. It's like, seriously? What did I do this dirt? You know? And to make matters worse, it was a green white checker. My car was not good for 5 laps. It took at least 5 laps to get going. If it had been 20 to go, I'd still won the race. Because my car was not good. Circumstances just didn't play out. It takes so many things to go right to win one of these races. You could not believe it. It takes a million things to go right to win. It only takes one of those to go wrong to lose. So that's where we've been. So we've got the team to do. We've got the speed in our race cars. I feel like, you know, our next win is right around the corner. It's been way too long, and we're just going to keep trying. We've got 3 great tracks coming up for us at the end of the season here. You know, Texas, Phoenix, and Homestead are 3 of my best tracks. And tracks I think we can go win at. So we're just going to keep trying. Can't give up. We got to keep it.
Which of those 3 are you most confident?
All 3 of them.
Well, I only have 2 picks left in my fantasy pool. You got to help me with the one. Which 2 I picked?
Texas and Homestead.
All right.
I do like the fact that you're playing in your fantasy team. That's awesome. I mean,
my advantage to you.
yeah.
Yes, we hear crazy antics happen.
You like your crazy questions, don't you?
Yes, I do, I do crazy. But, you know, what has happened to you or to your teammate or to another driver that you think is absolutely weird or crazy? A prank, maybe.
Yeah. Anybody pulling pranks on you? Like,
Not really. I must be mean or something, because people don't really try to prank me very often. I don't know if they just can't get me or they're just scared of the repercussions.
That's what Clint said. This was worried about his repercussions.
It could be. I don't know. I don't get pranked on very often. Let me think. I'll come back to you on that. Let me think about that. I don't have anything for you right now.
Not there. Watch you going out there. You mentioned your foundation. We talked about this weekend. Tell fans a little bit about what else the foundation has done.
Yeah, we started the Martin Truex Jr. Foundation in 2007, and since then we've raised over $1 billion to help underprivileged children, kids that are stricken by illness, and families that need help to help children that are sick. So basically, we've always focused on children in need, but we've also went outside of that and did things like we're doing today, which is disaster relief up in New Jersey and other things. So we've got a backpack program in Iredell County that feeds 250 kids, underprivileged kids, every single weekend with all the food and necessities to get through the weekends. Because at school they're on reduced free lunches and things, and of course when they go home they don't have the things to get through the so we've been doing that for a few years. It's been a great program. We also have a children's wing being built on the hospital back in my hometown that's currently in construction, but, our foundation has donated a bunch of money into getting that to be built. So we've done a lot of different projects over the years, and it's just been a really fun thing to be able to do. It's been very humbling to see the support of the NASCAR fans, our sponsors, and everybody in the NASCAR community to help each other to raise funds to give back to the local communities and people that need it. So just a few months ago, we started a special needs fund at Levine Children's Hospital here in Charlotte, and a lot of people donating to help kids get medical attention. But one thing that people always left out was the travel expenses, the expenses of the families trying to bring the kids to the hospital, and they won't pay for any of that. So we started a special needs fund that helps to get those families to the hospital, pay for their stay, to get their children the care they need. So a lot of really cool things we've been able to do, and that's because of the fans and you guys and everyone in the NASCAR community just outpouring the support and being a part of it. So it's been a really cool thing to be able to do, and something that's going to continue to grow in the future, hopefully.
Absolutely. Got a question back here?
My name's Matt from Pennsylvania. We're down here for the dirt track race this weekend.
Right.
I was just wondering where you came from and where you got your roots in racing. And I had a second question. Now that you went to Toyota for a few years, did you feel any horsepower difference from when you were in Chevy?
Good question. The first one, I grew up racing in New Jersey. Grew up as a little kid going to the racetrack with my dad and uncles watching them race. So those were the guys who got me started in racing. And as young as I can remember being, I can remember wanting to drive race cars. Now, I started going to the track as a young kid, started racing go-karts when I was 11, and been doing it ever since, obviously. So I started not as young as some of the kids are today, but grew up racing four-wheelers and dirt bikes and motorcycles, whatever I could get on and race, no matter where it was in the weekend. I was racing when I was a little kid. So the other question, Toyota Indian. I did used to drive Chevrolet and been driving Toyota for 3 years. And I will tell you that every engine in the garage area today has more power than when I drove Chevrolet 4 years ago. The amount of horsepower that they make out of the engines today is absolutely incredible. I mean, we're talking 8, 9 years ago, they were 750 horsepower, and now they're pushing 900 with the same size carburetor, all that. So technology in these things is crazy. And so in 3 years, they've come a long, long way. In our Toyota engine program, which Toyota actually builds our engines in California. Most teams build their own. Toyota builds ours for us. And so it's kind of a different situation, but this season, they've really stepped up their program, and we definitely have one of the best engines in the Cup Series right now.
Got time for one more. I didn't hear you.
When you want to get away from racing and do something that isn't full of adrenaline, what do you do?
Smoke a tree, man. Or go fishing out in the morning. I like the outdoors. I love the outdoors. And it's a passion of mine. Of course, I don't get a whole lot of time to do it, during the season. So when I get a chance to do it, it's really rewarding and fun for me. It's a good way to get away. But normally, just getting to spend time at home with my girlfriend and my dog, sitting on the fire, making dinner. Those are the kind of things I like to do. You don't get a chance to do very often. So try to keep it simple.
So, how about a big round of applause? Two-time Nationwide Series champion, we're driving Carlisle Total NASCAR Toyota, Mark Truex Sr. .org to contribute to hurricane relief. Thanks a lot for coming by, Mark. Best of luck this week.
Always a pleasure.